With your CIGTV news update, I'm Jay Earhart in for Donna Bush. In our top story, the Premier, the Honorable Alden McLaughlin, today praised emergency services staff who spent the night responding to fire inside a diesel tank at the Seoul compound in South Sound. Noting that the fire involved a large quantity of fuel, the Premier said that the men and the women of the Cayman Islands Fire Service, Police Service, and other first responders did a wonderful job of stopping a fire that could have been fatal to themselves and the residents in the surrounding area. From just before 5 p.m. on Sunday, when a technician reported the fire, until nearly 3 a.m. on Monday, emergency services organized door-to-door evacuations and shelter for evacuated residents, in addition to battling the blaze for more than 8 hours. To prevent its spread, firefighters used cooling jets with a mix of water and foam to cover the outside and reduce the temperature of fuel inside. The fire chief, David Hales, notes that thermal imaging cameras were critical tools in determining the temperature inside the tank and that it was cooling down properly. CIFC officials remained at the Jackson Point fuel terminal throughout the night to monitor the situation as a precautionary measure. In other news, the Civil Service has rolled out mandatory organization-wide fraud training. Beginning this week, every civil servant will be able to go online to complete a course via the Civil Service College website, which is www.degreed.com. The training should take 2 to 3 hours to complete, and it aims to inform civil service employees to the new fraud policy, which was introduced this spring. Internal Audit Deputy Director Lauren Knight explains the objectives behind the civil service-wide orientation.
The training surrounding the anti-fraud policy is critical so that all civil servants understand the policy itself and their responsibilities under it. I feel that the release of this policy is very important. It enhances the government's existing governance framework, and it also sets an appropriate tone at the top. It reminds civil servants, or at least it should, that fraud will not be tolerated across the civil service.
Officials will be monitoring the uptake on the online course to ensure that it is completed by all civil servants. And in our final story, 14 civil servants recently graduated from the Department of Children and Family Services' new Level 1 American Sign Language course. The 6-month course was attended by civil servants likely to liaise with the hearing impaired. These included social workers, court staff, community affairs, ministry employees, and members of the Royal Cayman Police Service. A Cayman Brac parent with a hearing impaired child also took part. Veteran educator of the hearing impaired, Norma Ferryman, taught the foundation course. It included the alphabet and finger spelling, family signs, feelings, professions, verbs, and key nouns. By the end of the course, students were proficient enough to clearly demonstrate a short story in American Sign Language. Well, as always, if you missed today's news update, you can get all of the details on our Facebook and YouTube pages. And, of course, don't forget to tune in to Radio Cayman's For the Record and Talk Today shows, which are always packed full of exciting guests. I'm Jay Earhart. Thanks for watching.